Hey guys, Christina Regine here. Today we are making red velvet cake. This is the most amazing red velvet cake I've ever had. It's light and fluffy with a rich and complex flavor complemented by the sweetness of cream cheese frosting, which I will also show you how to make. It is everything you want and need in a red velvet cake. So let's get started. Sift in 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Make sure you sift it with a sifter or strainer because we want the cake to be light and fluffy. Sift in a 1/3 cup of cornstarch. Cornstarch helps to make cakes more tender, so it is a must-have for this recipe. Sift in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Sift a 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, not Dutch process, otherwise you'll ruin the color of the cake and it won't turn very red. I know that a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder may be a lot for red velvet cake, but it is the key to the incredibly rich flavor in the cake and gives it a pleasantly chocolatey undertone. Sift in 2 1/3 cup of sugar. Use a whisk to combine the mixture. Add 1 stick or a 1/2 cup of softened unsalted butter to the flour mixture little by little while mixing until you get a crumbly, sandy texture, like the texture you see here. In a separate bowl, whisk 3 large eggs. Add 1 cup of buttermilk. Red velvet cake requires buttermilk, so you cannot substitute for regular plain milk. Add 2/3 cup of vegetable oil. Add 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Red velvet cake requires vinegar, so don't freak out, you won't taste it. Add 1 teaspoon of either instant coffee or espresso powder. Don't worry, your cake will not taste like coffee, it just adds to the complexity of its flavor. Add 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. Please do not use imitation vanilla. Using the real stuff makes all the difference. Add red food coloring. I used a full fluid ounce bottle of the store brand stuff, but the amount of food coloring you use depends on what brand you're using and what shade of red you're going for. So I cannot say how much exactly you should use since that's up to you. Whisk the wet ingredients together and add about half of the wet mixture to the dry mixture. Mix at medium speed for about a minute, then scrape down the sides. Add the remainder of the wet mixture. Continue mixing at medium speed just until all the ingredients are combined. Add a 1/3 cup of boiling hot water to the batter and stir by hand until combined. The water has to be very hot to further enhance the flavor of the cake while making it even more rich and moist. Transfer the batter to a greased baking pan lined with parchment paper. Parchment paper helps to keep the cake from getting stuck to the cake pan while it cools and from falling apart and crumbling once it's done baking. At 350 degrees Fahrenheit, bake the cake for 40 to 50 minutes. Or when the knife comes out clean when you stick it in the center of the cake to check that it is done. Let the cake cool. Never frost the cake without letting it cool completely first. While the cake cools off, let's get started on our frosting. Beat 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese and half a stick or 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter in a bowl. They should both be at room temperature, not necessarily too soft, otherwise the frosting might come out too runny. Beat the cream cheese and butter until smooth, for about 3 minutes. This is a nice texture we have here. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and continue mixing until combined. Next, add in powdered or confectioner's sugar. Make sure that it is well sifted before you use it and add it little by little to the mixture and mix well after each addition. I used 3 cups total of powdered sugar, but if you like your frosting sweeter, then you can add more to your liking. The frosting is done and it looks absolutely perfect. And now you can go ahead and frost your cake. And here is our delicious, flavorful, fluffy, velvety, and red velvet cake. What a beauty. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you like this recipe. For more recipes, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this and my other videos with your family and friends. Until next time, see ya!